Uh-oh. Let's see here. Hey, it's Larry Smith of the Commander Smiths here with a bit of a grainy video. For some reason, it wouldn't really let me do any of my normal adjustments, and I'm not sure what's going on, so might get fucked. All right, let's see if cleaning it helps, but it's not letting me. Might just have to skip this. Shit. Nope, that's not right. Hey, that helped. All right. Let's work with that. All right, we're doing some goldfishing, a Rowan Scion of the War. This is a deck list that is going to be on Moxfield, playing this on Thursday night against Will and a couple of people on the Patreon. Oh, it's not letting me adjust anything, which is unfortunate. So we will play on the ground. I might have to adjust the height of the deck at this point, but right now, or of the video at this point, just seeing what we're going to do. Probably go for a little bit. I would say build a better deck. What up, Nick? Thanks for joining, guys. Um, you're probably right, Renshai. We will see how this goes. Let's keep that top corner. It's a little wild. For some reason, it wouldn't let me really do 7. I can keep this off. We can get that off at this point. And but my camera's being a little wonky. Not sure what's going on. So an opening hand, we'll kind of look through that. We got one with a Curse of Opulence, which might not be terrible. It's not a fast start. I might mulligan this just because it's one. If it was two, I'd probably be happy. I'm just gonna shuffle it in, put it on bottom, and draw another 7. I'm running 34 lands on this. Mainly because Rowan is its own ramp card and should be I'm hearing you out. All right, top card, Sulphurous Springs, Mountain. I'll be happy with this, especially. So I got a Blood Gift Demon that'll draw me cards. Infernal Sovereign that's going to draw me cards. Whip of Erebos is great for gaining life back. Stormfist Crusader, which is going to help me draw. And then She Oldred, that is some life gain and some life pain for the opponents. And so that's just 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Normally in our games, I'll start with 8 or 9, and that's kind of, and then we mulligan down to 7. So the land situation becomes a little bit better. Drawing at the beginning of the turn, we'll just go mountain pass at this point. Next turn, draw. We'll go Sulphurous Springs, and then we will play the Stormfist Crusader and lose a life. I should probably pay it. I haven't really been paying attention to that. I just know that I'm losing a ton of life in a turn. All right, down to 39. And then I also want to have a dice for how much life I've paid in a turn. Where is the best spot for this? I know the better spot is the online stuff. So this is my first time doing this, and we'll just keep this off to the side so it's at least a little visible. And then try and play in this area. All right, so next turn, we're going to untap, lose a life. Everybody loses a life and draws a card. We got a Scalding Tarn, which is nice. We'll lose a life. Ain't going to be much here. We'll just get probably a Badlands. Sometimes you can get aggressive and go for like a shock land. But right now, I don't. I can just get it has to be I need a black source. But if I go and get Blood Crypt and have it come into play, that's a nice little play if I have Rowan in play. And so Badlands is the play here because I need a black source. I'd like a black source. That ain't gonna kill me. And that is the unfortunate. There we go. Badlands. And then we will play Rowan. And so a little bit of the difference, I think, between Will and Rowan is you want Rowan out kind of ASAP, and then you can start dealing damage and reducing that cost. To whereas Will is you want to set up so that you can gain some life. And maybe that's a little bit different. So I'm still struggling on figuring out how to play the deck a little bit, but that's what it is. All right. Red, black, colorless, Rowan's in play. Next one, Canyon Slow. Probably into play tapped. And then we've drawn another card and lost another life. And then my ticker is going to be at 1. We got a Lightning Greaves, which is nice, but I don't know how much I care about that. Um, we've lost 1 life so far, nothing there. We'll just reduce the cost by 1. Oh, no, 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 no. Yep, see, this is that part. We will create a black mana and take another damage. And so we got this is going to be end up being the problem for tracking is floating mana, taking the damage. So we got a black and then red over here and probably another black. So we'll reduce everything by 2. We have a black floating. We will use this red for an Ancient Ruins, which deals damage to every player during their upkeep for each artifact they control. And then we have a black and a black. And we will cast a Whip of Erebos. And then probably try and swing in with the Menace and hoping, whoever doesn't have 2 or more creatures, and then try and gain some life in that regard. So, and that'll be a turn. Untap. Draw. Lose a life. Draw. Everybody. So we got Black Market Connection and Cryptolith Fragment. Not a bad deal. I would have liked a land there, but it'll be what it'll be. Oh, and then I took damage for the 1 artifact that I have with Ancient Runes, so that's down 2 at this point. Is 2 gonna be enough? I don't think I can damage myself in any other way. And so we will reduce the cost by nope, I can. I got that land thing. We will float a black, which will be 3, reducing the cost by 3. We have a black and black for a let's see here. Probably Sheoldred to gain me some life and everybody else is losing some life. And so then I have a swamp and a red at this point. A lot of double black here, which is unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 life for Kurik. And so that brings me down quite a bit. And so, oh no, I have 1. I didn't take 6. I took 4, which is not as bad. But I'm still gonna pay another 2 life and the 3 reduction from Black Market Connections. And this is where I wish I had Aether Flux Reservoir a bit. So down to 13. And then we will say also Blood Gift Demon for another 4 damage after the fact. So we're going to be down to 29. Let's see here. Doing all that off camera. All right. And then we have Lightning Greaves, Cryptolith Fragment, and Infernal Sovereign in play at this point. Hope nobody wraths. Maybe get a little bit of Menace in, but unlikely. And then the next turn, we will untap. We have 1 artifact in play, so we're taking that. And then we draw 2 cards, lose 1 life from that. And then Sheoldred allows us to gain 4 life off those 2 draws. 11. So 31. We drew a Swallowing Plague, Deflection Palm. That'll be nice for both of those. And then we can Lightning Greaves probably would have been played, but I'm trying to be really aggressive. Oh, I lost another life with Blood Gift Demon, but gained 2. So we're up 1. That's 3. And drawing another card. We did get a land with Grand Colosseum there. Oh, and I guess I would have probably created a treasure token and drew another card and lost another 3 life. Um, so that'd be 6 life I've lost so far. Draw another card and gain another 2. So lost 4 or lost 3, gained 2. So just down 1. Got a Blood Chief Ascension on that. All right. I think that's everything. We have Kurik as well. Is there anything crazy we want to do? We're going to pay the 2 to play Blood Chief Ascension. 7, 8 that we've lost so far. Um, I think that's where we're at right now. So we'll tap and reduce the cost of 8. We will play a Grand Coliseum tapped. We will. Let's not do that quite yet. And I guess we can create a black for 1 more mana. So black. And now it's reduced by 9. Infernal Sovereign. So I skip my draw step, Flying Trample. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card and lose a life. So land into play tapped, lose a life, draw a card, gain 2. So that'll be Toil and Trouble. This will probably turn into the 1 ring once it arrives in the mail. Let's see here. This is kind of the turn. So, but we can. We have that. We have that. We will likely pay 2-4 with Kurik. 9, 10, 11. So Swallowing Plague, just, damage to a creature, gain 11 life, but lose 4. Maybe those 4 didn't matter. So we'll just say black and the treasure and 9, gain 9 life off of that. 11, 10. I might have messed that up. All right. So we're floating around similar things. Probably pay a black for the toil and a red for the trouble. So somebody's damage. I draw 2 cards and lose 2 life, but gain 4 life. There's another land. Thunderscape Familiar is pretty sweet. And there's no more black to be playing or the 2 life. Then we'd be attacking. That just came into play. We've put some counters on there, but that's probably the big one right there. 2, 3, 4, 5. It's probably turn 6 at that point. Let's see where we're at. Let's do a reshuffle, figure that out a little bit more. So try and fast play it a little bit and see how it goes. It's a bit complicated or complicating like timing structure wise. I'm used to casting this, tapping the lands, casting the spells rather than floating mana and trying to create some of the damage. But that's what we're going to be going for here. Couple of shuffles up. If I need this out, let me know a little bit more. Otherwise, we can, if you need a wider angle there. Let's see here. Off the board, let's reset these. Two, three, four, five, six, 7. So whip, swamp, cut of the prophets is nice. Rakdos Signet, Badlands, Blood Gift, Bloodstain. This is a great hand. I'll draw the toil. That would end up being, like I said, the 1 ring. Let's see here. So let's start this out. We'll probably go Badlands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just go. And then normally I would go and Bloodstain, go get a tapped land. All right, Red Sun's Twilight, not a bad deal. We'll play a swamp into a Signet. Go. Next turn, swamp. We are likely getting Rowan into play along with a Bloodstained Mire. No fetch until next turn. Next turn, untap. We have bolt bending. We will get a swamp. Not a bad deal. We will bloodstain mire, which will lose us 1. And zoop. We'll go get a blood crypt, and that'll deal us another 2 damage. And I could be being reckless. I don't even know what I'm doing plan wise. Let's see here. Let's find it. We have. So I'm going to be going for about another 30 minutes, and then I'll call it what it is. Still probably make some changes before we play, but where the shit did that go? There we go. All right. Blood Crypt. Is there anything else that can deal me any real damage that I care about? It probably looks good for now as well. So this is part of that, like, I don't want to be just draining my life super, super fast for because there could be a combo that could just happen right now. I didn't build that deck. Reducing by 3 is gonna end up being um probably a black for a blood gift demon. And then probably want to go red, black. We have 1 red open. So we got 2 black, 1 red. I think let's blind hit off this. So lose 2, draw 2, and then somebody takes damage for the amount because it's 1 spell. Oh, that's 3 though, because we're reduced by 3. So all 3, I'll lose 2, and then somebody takes damage for the amount of cards they have in their hand. 1, 2. Dockside and a Swiftfoot Boots. Not bad. 16, 15. So I'm at 35 at this point. And I have a blood gift. Drew a couple cards. Next turn. Hopefully we hit a land. Ancient Tomb, not a bad one. We'll lose a life. We're gonna go Ancient Tomb for 2 for Swiftfoot Boots. And then, is there anything else that we really want to do? We have 3 sitting there. We have like a Cult of Prophets. I don't necessarily care about that. Might not be a bad deal to go after the like a Red Sun's Twilight. And then I can kill everybody's ramp at this point. It's probably what I want to do. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go make a no. Yeah. Red, black. We're going to reduce by 3. Red, black. So we'll have a black floating for a Dockside Extortionist. Hit everything. We have a black there. Let's move that over onto Rowan just in case. And then we have 2 red, 3, and a 4 for a Red Sun's Twilight. Destroy 4 things. It's not quite the 5. It is what it is. Probably would have been good to wait another turn on that or take a little bit more damage somewhere. But all right. Next turn, draw and draw. We lost a life off of the Blood Gift Demon. We got Ancient. We will Ancient Tomb into an Arcane Signet, which is another 2. It's down to 29 at this point. Nothing else that is really going to lose me life. So we'll tap and lose another 3. And we will go with red, black. Red with the 3 is Descent into Avernus, which is going to give us treasures, deal everybody damage. It'll be kind of nice. definitely fucking cluttered. We have a black floating and a black for a whip of Erebos. And then we have 3. We'll say black, black, and Cult of Prophets, which is going to draw me 4 cards and lose me 4 life. And we can do that. 2, 3, 4. Down to 25. We have 2 basics, so Smoldering Marsh comes into play untapped. We will tap that for a black and the reduction with black market connections, and we will leave these bad boys here. I don't know if we want black market though. Yeah, yeah. So that's not a bad deal. Probably swing in, gain 5. We'll be up to 30. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, it is. We're only losing 3 life per turn up until this turn. All right, next turn, untap, draw, draw, draw. I'll make a treasure. I don't need a creature necessarily. We'll make 2, so that's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6. Right off the bat. That's that's 2 treasures plus another treasure, which is 3. And we'll take 6 off the top. We got plenty here now, don't we? So it's draw, draw. 2 lands. Nope, I already drew. Just didn't look at them. All right, Jessica's Will and Necropotence. Pretty good right there. Land for turn with Bonder's Enclave that we did last time. We're at 6. The problem is that we don't have a lot to really care about losing. Necropotence that won't do us anything. Jessica's Will, which would and will do us something. We'll probably let's go with a reduction of 6. And we will say red for the Jessica's Will. We'll, go 3 and we'll say 4 red. Just 2 land and a mana vault. That ain't gonna do nothing. Lands are exiled. We'll play a land for the mana vault, which isn't going to do a whole ton at this point. And then we're likely want to leave a red open for the bolt bending. We will say black, black for Gix. Jessica's Will's gone. We will go. Oh, we have 4 open. I forgot about that red. That probably. Nope. Nope. All right. So technically we have like 4 red at this point. We'll use one of those for the Rakdos. We'll have a black and a red. Black, black. Necropotence. We have Sensei's Top. Bolt Bend. We'll use one of those floating red for topping. Rough. Don't necessarily care about any of this stuff. Let's get Planar Atlas on top, which is sweet. You get to go dig for lands, put it in your hand, and that'll at least move a bunch of this stuff. And then we will likely attack, lose a life, and draw a card. Planar Atlas. We knew that was happening. We'll float a Mana Vault. Planar Atlas comes into play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mountain in the hand. Kind of brutal losing Exquisite Blood, but that would have been really nice. And that would be the downfall. I'm starting to lose track of things that I care about. We have a red open. Bolt Bend can protect. Let's do this again. once I start, I'm gonna probably ask somebody at the table to pay attention to how much life I'm losing before I use Rowan's ability, because I don't like moving the dice around is time consuming, and if somebody can just move it down while I'm moving the other piece down, that can likely help on time. Some of this stuff is getting a little long. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Um, but right now it's not feeling bad. I think it goes easy. There's plenty of cards that pay X amount of life as much as you want. Then you tap Rowan and get an X spell like Hailstorm, like Sanguinate, and I haven't gone that route. But if that's what you're looking for, you definitely can do it, and that'll be a fast game for you. And sometimes that's a good thing too, because everybody needs one of them fast decks that are going to kill everybody. So this one will either kill you if it gets countered, or um, get everybody down under 10 pretty quick, by turn 4 or 5. I think that's going to be the case. So let's check that out. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So what do we get here? Commune with Lava, Decadent Dragon, Ankh of Mishra, Swamp. It's just a one lander. Let's do a little cheat. So if I did the 9, what we normally do is go down to 7. So I'd keep both swamps. Ankh. We don't have any red, so Gix would stay in. Rankle, and I'd probably end up getting rid of these two. So this is not normally how I do it, but this is how a game would start for us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw, not a bad deal. All right, we'll go swamp. We will go swamp again. I'm not fetching until I have to, because I am short on lands. And so if I start drawing into lands, then you can try and start thinning your stuff out. 2, I would be casting an Ankh of Mishra, which is whenever land comes into play, that player loses 2 life. So that's going to be brutal with that fetch next turn, but it is what it is. 2, 4, we'll go get a mountain and likely play Rowan. And then that'd be a go. So 2, 4, 5, down to 35 at this point. Moving that dice sucks. All right. Drew into. That'll be 2. For the Ankh, we have 1 and another 2. So down 10 so far. We'll go get some duel of some type, but probably not the Shockland. We don't want that, but we'll take the duel. So down to 30 at this point. We've lost 5 with the fetch. We should be able to hopefully cast a little something something. All right, so I do want Blood Chief Ascension. I think that'll turn on by the time it comes around. We have oh, I can set that up. Nice. All right, we've set that. That's at 5. Saison is going to have everybody lose 2 life anyway, so that will definitely turn on Blood Chief Ascension. We have 1 red left over. Man, it's a heavy black deck. I don't have anything else. That is what we have going on. So if I didn't do the Blood Chief Ascension, I could do Gix or early game still, but people start running out of lands way quicker than they should. I think that's what we're gonna do. So Blood Chief is turned on. Yeah. All right. 3 or more. We have 3. Untap. So 1, 2, 3. We lose 2 already. What do we draw? Grand Coliseum. Not amazing. Not terrible. We still have a pretty firm grip, so we're not going to Wheel of Misfortune until later. We will Grand Coliseum into play tapped, take 2 more damage. That's 4. So whenever somebody has a card go into graveyard, I gain 2 life. So I think what we can do here, I'd kind of like to do Shard of Nightbringer because right now I'm at roughly 26, not including anything. So I think what I'm going to do is reduce the cost by 4, go 3 black and 1 and 4 for 5. Shard of the Nightbringer, 8/8 flyer, and then if I cast it, target opponent loses half their life, and you gain life equal to the life lost that way. And so, more than likely, let's just say they're at 30, they lose 15, you're up 15. I was at 24 ish. And so I'm likely back up to, around 40. So that's not bad. I'm not unhappy with that. I have a 6/5 that I can potentially attack in with. Hopefully, I got some of the bigger creatures at this point, and then reset. Boom. We will take 2 off the bat. Draw 3. Which are those? Land, Cryptolith Fragment, Mana Vault. All right. We will likely lose the 2 life there, and then another 2 from Ankh. So we're at -6. Repaying Kind is a little brutal at this point. And then we would tap the Grand Coliseum to deal me 1 damage and have it be black mana floating. And we will reduce the cost of spells by 7. And that technically, yeah, I needed the black though, I'm sure. So we will go with a Rankle. We will go with Gix. We have 2 red. We'll probably make Decadent Dragon. And then these spells next turn, I will likely. So what I just lose 2, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Went from 40 down to 33 ish. Probably swinging with Shard of the Nightbringer. I don't know how much life I've gained off of Blood Chief Ascension. That's tough. Let's pretend that I get to lose a life. Oh, I'd attack with Rankle as well. And Gix probably doesn't move anywhere. Let's see here. So I'll have Rankle do a whole. What are we doing here? Discard and draw. So I'll discard this, draw, lose another life. We got a land. We already did that this turn, and then we'll lose 2, draw 2 off of Gix. 2 more land. And so I got more to discard on the next bits. I'm not doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's turn 6, I think. I don't think I've missed a land drop. And so right off the bat. Yeah, Rankle has haste. Okay. Let's get one more bit in, but you can see how it's starting to roll and draw a bunch of cards. I was going to be able to draw a card, discard off a Rankle, probably the Mana Confluence, because I got enough stuff that's going to be able to hit me. And so we don't need all that. Treasure's being done. Let's see here. I think but just losing that much life consistently is gonna be rough to balance out with the life gain. And so hit the flex reservoir. I'm not gonna get up to that 50 almost ever, but just being able to cast a bunch of spells and gain, you know, 10 life. There are just a couple of cards in here that are just gonna be really, really nice for that life gain, but you can't have too much life gain because then you start losing it. So, or like then you're not paying enough life type thing. All right. It's not lucky, Adam. I'm sorry. It's not. It's skill. So I've been listening. You're losing a lot of life in heavy and black. It's easy to get removed, but have you thought about area first of Lochthwain? Um, I haven't thought about it, but the big reason is that I don't really have creatures to be able to sacrifice, Nick. And that's gonna end up being the problem is that uh you're right. It's going even further into black. I don't necessarily need the draw, but I don't have a black creature to sacrifice in this deck at this point. Um, and so that's kind of where we're at. We got a March of the Wicked Sorrow, which is creature removal, gaining life. I like Profane Transfusion when you're losing a lot. Uh, Ancient Tomb is a nice one to go with. Zozu is brutal. Heartless Hedzuku. Oh, this is going to be really aggressive, I think. All right. That's a hand to keep. We have draw for turn. We got a Sensei's top, so we'll go mountain into a top. I'll keep this in the hand. There. Next turn is going to be a swamp. I could probably go Dragon Skull Summit. And we'll just top, see what the next one is. I like Arcane and I like Command Tower there. What am I doing next turn? Probably playing Rowan. So we'll keep Command Tower on top, even though we don't necessarily need it. Let's keep Command Tower on bottom, Signet on top. Yeah. All right. Swamp into Rowan. And then we'll say go, turn 4. We're going to go Ancient Tomb. Let's see here. Yeah, Ancient Tomb. Into Arcane Signet, losing 2 life or taking 2 damage from the Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3, 4. We will. Do we have enough mana to do that? Red. Oh, I got. I think we'll go with Heartless Hidzuku. I need to lose more life there. So I guess we're going to go tap, reduce it by 2. We'll say Zozu the Punisher. So whenever land comes into play, everybody's taking 2. And then we will pay 2 for the Atlas to come into play tap, look at the top 4 and get a land in a hand. And that'll be Urborg, which is amazing in here because I'm so black heavy. And so turn 5. Draw me a card. There we go. That's nice. Exquisite Blood is nice. We'll go Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth. That'll be 2 damage. We'll tap for 2 colorless floating, which will be another 4, which is all the damage that can deal to me right now. So reducing cost by 4. We will pay a black for Exquisite Blood for 1. And so whenever somebody takes damage from Zozu, I gain that life. We will pay red for Heartless Hidzuku and then reduce by 4. And then so we have Profane Transfusion and March of Wretched Sorrow. We don't have enough mana to do Profane Transfusion, which is probably fine. And then what we probably end up wanting to do is black 1 and 2 plus the 4. So it's 6 damage to a creature. And I gain 6 life. No big deal. Down to profusion. Not sure how much I care about that. And then before I draw, I'm gonna planar atlas for Sensei's top, and then look at the top card that's coming in. Whew, that's hotness. All right, what are we doing here? Probably commune with lava to draw. It's not really hotness though. I'm not gonna be losing a lot. Oh, I will be losing a lot with the Heartless Suzuku. Ooh, ooh. All right, we'll tap and we'll lose. Um, we've been losing some life at this point. So let's guess we're at 30. We're gonna lose 15 with Heartless. Um, so reducing spells by 15, but I also gain, 10, 20, 30 with the exquisite blood. So we will reduce cost by 15. We will commune with lava for red, and we will exile 15 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we can play a land from here and cast spells. Everything's reduced by something or other. So we will play. What land do we have? Probably Badlands. Lose another 2 damage off the Zozu. And this is until the end of next turn. And so I can, you know, let's see here. I probably will just keep the swamp. The others I don't have to hold into my hand. Get rid of those. Um, let's see here. We have a little bit of colorless. Oh, that could be nice though, too. So Ancient Tomb is just sitting there being a pain in the ass. But I think, oh, Street Wraith cannot be discarded from exile. So if you hit that, that's also just kind of a dead card, unless you want to cast it, which I don't care to. Um, let's see here. I think maybe the easiest thing here is take 2 damage from the Ancient Tomb. Urborg will cast a Chromatic Lantern so I can get that red and black. And then we will say 2 black for Sheoldred. We'll say 1 red for Burning Earth. So whenever a non basic is tapped for mana, it deals 1 damage to that player. I have 1 black left over. Is that until end of turn? You may play them this turn. Probably want to wait on that. So we have 1 black left over. I have this into my hand, these in exile. And that'll be that for next turn. All right. That's not a bad one right there. Draw for turn, gain 2 life, packed weapon. And so this is where, oh, that's in my hand. Floating stuff. Let's see here. Oh, 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 oh. Ignore the sack and gain life. You gain life and your opponent loses life. Sorry, I should be looking up a little bit more. I would say maybe I'll take a look at Arya, Nick. All right. Uno, I don't know. I think you were thinking of the Rakdos one. Maybe, I don't know. If you gain that much life, doesn't the that counteract the life you lost? I'm not positive on how that works. I'm strictly life gain and with will. Yeah. I think it will. That might be a bad ad. Nope. Or does it just count life? Yeah, that's what it is. It's not counting how much life you're down. So spells you cast this turn are black and red, cost X less, equal to X is the amount of life you've lost this turn. So even if you gain life, you've still lost life. So with Heartless Suzuku, I'm losing 15, and the other damage by Exquisite Blood, they're 2 separate things. And so I've lost the life, even though I've gained it. All right. So that's what it's checking for, is just how much life you've lost. And if I Heartless Izuku, I've lost that life. And so gaining life would not counteract whatever life loss you have had. So, and I think that's it. That is what I have time for. I might run through the deck really quick just so you can see where we're at. I think I have, I don't have enough time to go through the deck or like play again. But these are ones like March of the Wretched Sorrow. There's 4 cards like this that kill a creature and gain me a bunch of life back, whatever X is going to be. And so I really wanted them in the deck, but I don't know how much I like them compared to maybe just some more life gain. Wheel of Misfortune is pretty sweet in here. Decadent Dragon and anything that has adventure where it's like 2 spells on its own, reduced cost is pretty sweet. Black Market Connections does some work, but Shard of the Nightbringer is going to do some work here. We got that damage. Phyllis is crazy. So whenever you lose life, you draw cards. It's really, really good. Whip of Erebos is gaining a bunch of life, especially like Zozu the Punisher is damage, Cemetery, yada yada. Gatekeeper is damage, so you gain that life with life link. Keen Duelist. Most people aren't going to hit you for too much, I'm guessing. Soulfire Eruption is going to be fire in here. Drawing you cards, essentially. I already said that's what it is. Battle Royal tomorrow night. Woo! All right. Last tap. The fun thing in my mind, I wish I had more cards to choose from for something like this. Target player draws X cards. So if I have um the Black Praetor, blanking on her name right now, Shieldred, where people lose life for the cards that they draw too. So you target them with this and they're drawing or losing 3 per turn if that's in play. Swallowing Plague, that's another one of those kill a creature, gain that much life. Thunderscape Familiar is sweet. Red Sun's Twilight was a little brutal there, not getting that stuff. Bolt Bending, I don't know how much I'm going to really need that. Repaying Kind is just pretty cool. Each player's life total becomes the lowest life total, so just bringing everybody down around you. Necropotence is I like the free protection. I might have to think about that a little bit more. I don't even know if there's more free protection in red black, but um one of the things I don't like is, it has to be a red and black spell to be reduced, and I have more artifacts than I'd like, which is why I took out um Aetherflux Reservoir. Just getting tired of having it kind of sit in the hand and just play more and more spells. But at the same time, Decree of Pain is pretty sweet. Rowan could be a huge target. You may need Bolt Bend to move. Yeah, I agree. That's my problem because right now I just have Deflection Swat, Boots, Greaves, and then Bolt Bend. And so Crypt Gas is bonkers, by the way. It's a great card to gain life with and just doubling your swamps. Pain's Reward is pretty sweet too, because most people aren't going to want to spend as much life to to get those cards because they can, but also it's just something interesting and different, rather than like Read the Bones or Night Whisper or something like that. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to speed through this. Descent into Avernus is going to be huge. Kuruk is going to be a lot of life loss, but we'll see where it is. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And we will talk to you later. Bye.